So just before this, we were dealing with a bunch of technical difficulties, and we were this close to just recording only my audio and letting you guys fill in the rest.
POV, you're podcasting with Quinn.
Yeah, we just like splice it up and turn it into a 2-minute TikTok.
Just cut out all the parts where I'm talking.
Yeah, you're just like, yeah. So like, tell me about how your father died. Ah, mm-hmm. Wow, that is so fucked up. You know what, Imogen? I'm so glad you said that. Like, I've never heard anyone say those words in that exact order in such a
You're too hot
unique
to kill
way.
yourself.
Speaking of being too hot to kill yourself, tell tell us about how you got your name.
Yeah. So there's this Australian model, by loose definition. She's
She's a Playboy bunny, right?
well, a knockoff Playboy bunny. Like, she does the things Playboy
So
bunnies do, but just not for Playboy.
so Playboy basically.
Yeah, she's just like a pinup model, like a centerfold kind of chick.
Hmm.
And
So she takes off
so
her
her
shirt a
name
lot
is
and gets.
yes, her
Mhm.
name is Imogen Bailey, and my dad told me that I was named after her. Now I have
Which
to
is
live with the fact
truly
that
an
my
honor.
yes, I have to live with the fact that my dad named me after someone he's definitely jacked off to.
Oh, no, I wasn't even thinking about it like that. Holy sh! Yeah, like, dude, imagine naming like that's like raising your cum sock as your child. Like,
Maybe that's how he thought of it. He was a big stoner
yeah,
back then, so
he just dedicated like your entire existence to those like few good times he had, working himself off to a dog-eared book of naked women.
I mean, my sister was named after Tyra Banks. So he just
Uh,
wants to name his daughters after models. But
Dude,
I
that's
was
I
just
don't. I know nothing about your father, but right off the bat, I'm so suspicious. Are you okay?
I'm
Do you
absolutely
need someone
fine.
to? Alright. I
I
mean,
would blink twice for help, but you can't see my face right now, so
but if you're telling me that you would blink twice for help, does that signify that you are indeed asking for help?
no comment.
All right. Well, this podcast took a dark turn because apparently, well, the funny thing is like he doesn't even you don't even look like the model, or maybe you do. I don't know. But
I
like,
don't.
it's just he gave you the name in hopes that maybe one day you would. Like, what's the logic
Yeah,
there?
that that's how I think of it. But it's like uh, like the one picture I always think of her is like she's like sitting on a hay bale with like underwear, like just like a thong on, and she
So the hay
isn't.
bale is wearing underwear.
No, she's wearing a thong.
I like my version better, but
Yeah,
continue.
and she has, you know how they have like those sheer tops, like they kind of see through. She has
Dude,
like
those are so nice.
yeah, she has like one of those on, but it's um like a jacket, like it's split open in the front, and it's like wet over her tits, but you can't see
Hmm.
her nipples because they must have like pasties on them or something. And and she's like kind of laying back with her hair like slightly wet or something, like on this hay bale, and that's what I always think of when I think of her.
You're describing this so well. Like every time, I love the fact that every time your dad calls your name and asks you to like come to the kitchen, he's thinking about that exact image. But like when you think about it, is it any like is it any worse than like naming your like two parents naming their kid like Junior? Like if the dad's name is
Oh
Malcolm
yeah.
and then you name your kid your son Malcolm Junior, your mom every time she calls your name,
Oh
she's
my
shouting
god.
the very same name. she screams during her orgasm.
I
Like,
never thought of it that way. Holy shit.
dude, does that ever get confusing? Like, did Martin Luther King Jr.'s mom
Oh
ever call
no.
Martin into the room and then like have a short circuit between like her brain wiring and think, oh wait, that's my lover's name. Why
Yeah.
did we do this?
Fucking
Bec-
hell. Those people just have no creativity.
yeah, like Willow Smith being named
Oh
after
yeah.
Will, and then Jaden being named after Jade.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And then he has another child that's like a mashup of like both of their names, right?
there's a third Smith child.
I think there is. Oh, speaking of celebrity like kids, so you know like how everyone's talking about Elon Musk's fucking X Ash minus 12 kid.
I
Um
love how we all learned how to pronounce it. Like, I love how we're just
yeah.
going along with that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well he actually has like four other kids and they all have
yeah,
like
yeah. I heard about that.
normal-ish names. Like one of them's Saxon and like Xavier and stuff like that. They're like
It,
quirky names, but they're not X Ash minus 12, you know?
yeah, they're not things that would like immediately spawn a capture, like um whatever verification code.
Yeah.
Like, but does that? That's the thing. Does that mean that he loves them more, or that he loves them less because they have normal names?
I
Like,
don't
I
know.
can't decide.
I feel like because the way I'm seeing it is because he has like Xavier, right? That's like a
Hmm.
normal name, you know? Then
But it's
Saxon,
also like sort of unique.
yeah,
Yeah, but
Saxon,
Saxon is
and then
like
X Ash minus 12. So I think maybe he's
he
just been
would.
going like on a like slow decline into insanity.
Yeah, he was sort of warming himself up. It's sort of like when guys are like they're making out with their first girlfriend and they're like trying to like go for the boob, but they keep changing their mind
Yeah.
about going for the boob. Like
Yeah.
that's the that's the name version of that.
Or my other
But
theory is
yeah.
he just couldn't figure out how else to put X in all of his kids' names. Like, because there's Xavier, right? And then
Yeah.
Saxon. So he was just like, well, what other name has X in it? Xander? Well, you could have gone with Xander. Why didn't you go with Xander? Um,
Literally he could have done like Axel, like
yeah.
Jackson with an X. But then he really went for like the let's just pull out some Scrabble tiles and see what comes up.
I mean, SpaceX. Why didn't you just name his kid SpaceX? That would be
After the
better than
company.
naming your kid X Ash minus 12.
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
billionaires should start
also,
doing.
don't.
They should name their
Oh.
kids after their billion-dollar companies. Before we move on from the like family members who name their children after names that they've masturbated to, I I want to like I've had like multiple experiences with this
Oh,
because
really? How many
my
kids have you
first
got?
like quote unquote 10, and they're all I have like technically 20 half children because they've all been born with like physical deformities, so therefore they're
Oh,
only half
yeah,
a
yeah.
person.
I
But
see.
that's neither here nor there. Yeah,
One's gay though. That so.
which makes him like that gay kid doesn't qualify as a person at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got 21 children. One of them is gay, so I have 10 children.
Yeah.
But my first like quote unquote girlfriend was back in sixth grade, and her name was Jessica,
Oh yeah.
which I did not think was weird at the time. But now looking back at it, realizing that I have a sister named Jessica, I really wish my parents had like said something or done something to like prevent that. And it
Uh,
gets worse because like recently, like may out of like the last 6 or 7 women I've had a crush on in the last maybe half a year, I before knowing their names, I've been attracted to 3 women who shared the same names as my sisters before knowing about their names. Like I would be flirting
oh
them
my
up.
god.
I'd be like, "Oh yeah, so like, what do you do? Like, you exist in like that? I don't really. This isn't how I flirt, but I would be flirting, and then I'd say like, oh yeah, what's your name, by the way? I don't know your name. I should probably know that if I'm going to continue being sexually attracted to you. And then their name would be like either Danielle or Jessica, which are my sister's names. And I'd be like, oh fuck!
Oh, there's something
How does
so
this
Freudian
happen?
about that.
I think it would be worse if like they said their names and I was just like, oh yeah, tell me more. But like it was just such a weird coincidence that happened half the time out of all the women I've been
Dude,
attracted to in like
like
the
if
last
you
half year.
married them, they would have the exact same name as your sister.
Yeah, like imagine that. Like my sisters show us my wedding and they think like, wait, I'm sitting next to Quinn? Oh no, that's his fiance. That's his wife. I'm sitting over here. I got
Oh,
mixed up because we have the same names.
oh God.
But what it ultimately
No,
comes
okay,
down to is
you
like,
know what
what
you
would I
could do?
say during sex?
No,
Yeah, what's up?
you could call her like Danielle Jr.
That's even worse. That has like an element of pedophilia to it because like
Yeah,
it
that's
makes her
the
like a
whole point.
generation younger. Okay.
Oh, you're not dating 10-year-olds? Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, I quit doing that 11 years ago.
Also, that
But
that implies that you married your sister as well. There were many
that's a fair
layers to
point.
that joke.
that that layer is like a slowly decomposing body in no, I don't know what joke this is. But yes, it does have a lot of layers.
Like an onion or an incestual wedding cake.
I like that. Like an onion that's dating its sister.
Yeah.
But like an onion and a shallot like go out together and everyone's just giving them dirty glances.
An onion and garlic can maybe pass. They're like second cousins. You know, they're always
I love
cooking
how
in
we're
the pot
15 minutes
together.
in. I love how we're 15 minutes in and like we just have not gotten past the incest part of the podcast.
We'll just dedicate this whole, not even episode, but this actual podcast just to incest, like,
Yeah,
and
like
pedophilia.
this is a turning point. This is a turning point for the entire podcast. Like the Sadbox becomes entirely focused on pedophilia and just a young
In
romance.
Sadbox.
I mean,
That
that's
was
what makes the
bad.
box so
Yeah.
sad. But I
Always being
I
judged.
so last thing about pedophilia, and then I swear we'll move on, or not pedophilia, but incest.
I can't
But
promise anything.
all right, then from my perspective at least, because I'm responsible. Well, also you're 17, so like it's still sort of decent for you, but for me, it's a genuine crime. But I so I'm adopted. Like I was adopted when I was 3. I never knew my biological parents, and like
Yeah.
I definitely want to meet my biological mom. But as I do more research about like kids who meet their biological parents, I realize that like there's a good chance I might be attracted to her or
Oh
like
my
other
god.
members of my family.
I
Have you heard
wanted to
about
bring
this?
that up. Yeah, I wanted to bring that
Yeah.
up.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. That one about that like girl who like married quote unquote her father.
I've heard so many stories, but this
Yeah.
one sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Probably
She like
because there's only so many combinations you can run through.
yeah. Like she married her father. Like it wasn't actual marriage, you know, because that's illegal. Like they did like a
Yeah.
fake wedding ceremony. And no,
Like
okay, so
they're married in heart.
the thing is right. So her like mother who like her actual mother who she was living with was a bit like abusive, and so she like went off to live with her father, and like
Hmm.
they started having feelings for each other, but his father had a girlfriend at that time who was living with him, and then
Right.
like
Not that that's the thing that should be holding him back.
yeah,
Like of all the things that should be holding him back, that's like the one that's like lowest on the
No,
totem pole.
but the
But
craziest thing is, right? Once he started dating his daughter, the mother still lived with them and saw herself as her ex's daughter's other figure.
that was so many like connections. There was so many different things at once.
Yeah.
I like once you pull out the yes, I'm your brother slash uncle. Like that's when you realize you need to stop.
Yeah. And she said she's actually planning on having kids with him because she doesn't think that it's going to affect them in any way. So,
So it does take a while for
yes, it
like the
does.
incest to affect the kids,
You have
right?
to be
It has to
in a
be like a few
monarchy kind of
generations.
situation for that to
Yeah.
happen.
Like if a
Indians.
cult
Not
lasted for longer
Indians. Fuck,
than
I meant to say Egyptians.
Yeah, fuck those
Egyptians.
Indians.
Why did I say Indians?
Because you're racist, man.
Yeah, I'm Australian.
Is that what Australians are known for?
Yes.
Vegemite and racism?
Yes. Well, I mean, Vegemite is black, so.
Which is why everyone hates it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I like it.
Dude, this oh man, if there's anything that's gonna get me canceled, it's these last 20 minutes.
You're welcome.
Like rightfully so. Like I give up.
Yeah.
Like if someone pulls this up in 20 years, I'm just like, yeah, we said that. I'm ashamed and please arrest me. Please.
I mean, I'll be writing the next meme song as all the other immigrants did.
Oh yeah, so you've been working like you have like an actual music room, which is
Yeah.
what I'm like interested in.
Yes. I've got a
Yeah.
music room that I'm sitting in right now. My dad hung up a 21 Pilots poster because he's apparently a
You're
12-year-old girl.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah. He is obsessed with 21 Pilots, and he took me to a 21
Like
Pilots concert with him.
as soon as you blow out the candles on your 15th birthday cake, that's when you sort of realize like, oh wait a minute, what the fuck? Why do I like these guys?
Yeah, like he took me to 21 Pilots when I was 16, and I was like, cool. Like they have really good stage production and they're talented. It's just like I respect their music. Like they're pretty good for like how popular they are. I mean, their new shit is trash. Like it's absolutely horrible. Have you heard Level of Concern? It's terrible.
That was the one they made for the coronavirus, right?
Yeah. Like there's this
Um,
lyric where it's like, will you be my little quarantine? I'm like, fuck you.
yeah, there it
That's
was.
so bad.
It's on the same level as like when songwriters rhyme the same word like twice in
Yeah.
like oh your eyes are as blue as the sky. Oh, I wish I could take you to the sky. It's like what have you done? Like why have you given up so easily?
Yeah, that I mean, I've been like writing song lyrics or just a poem and I'll accidentally rhyme two words with each other, but like when I go back and fix it, I'm like, oh, I
Yeah,
need
you
to
would never be
rewrite
like
this whole section now.
you would never be like, oh yes, your love is magnificent. Oh yes, we will be magnificent. And then you look at it and think, you know what? That's good enough to like spend money on and then release and hope people love.
Also, I don't understand why people think talking about extremely topical things like COVID-19 in songs is ever a good idea. Because one, it just comes off as cringy, and two, it's like dated in like a week, you know?
Yeah, like it works better when it's a an overarching theme, like Pink
Yeah,
Floyd with the entire with the Wall album, basically with
yeah,
like just rebellion in general, like that works. But then if you were
yeah.
just like, oh yes, rebellion because the bread factory workers of 1939 were not able to unionize and therefore they poured yeast into
Like
the
they don't
local water
sing,
supply.
we want the bread, we want the yeast. Like,
Yeah, that would not have aged well.
no. And it's like in like Goober, how he says coronavirus. Like he deliberately worked coronavirus into like the verse too. Because like it barely fits. Like it doesn't even fit. It sounds like jammed in there. So like
Yeah.
he tried to push it in there.
It's
I'm
this.
talking about Takashi 69. If you didn't,
Oh, I did. I
if you don't
didn't.
know Kuba.
I didn't listen to his new song.
Oh, it. I only listened to it because of the Belle Delphine thing.
Okay, so let's talk about her. So I'm fascinated by the fact that she's able to return and be as popular as she was 7 months ago. Very
I
few
know.
people have that power. Like you've got JonTron.
Even Leafy couldn't even do that.
Yeah, like Leafy was huge. But like to be fair to Leafy, like he was
Dude,
gone for
people.
2, 3 years.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And but over that time, people spoke about him twice, like over like the 3 years he was gone. Like there were two like waves, like after his point of relevancy that kind of brought him back into relevancy while he was gone. Like there were 2 points where people started talking about him again overwhelmingly,
Yeah.
which is impressive, like on its own.
The crazy thing about Belle Delphine is the fact that when she was gone, maybe every month people were making, oh, where is she now? Where is she now? Like,
And then her mugshot thing came out, and no one's even talking about that anymore.
they were. I think it was because it was like very obviously fake, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but still, like there still should be some people who think it's real,
that's
who
fair.
just like didn't follow up on it, you know?
But like, there's very few people I can think of who's like claim to fame are outside of like Hollywood, because actors could disappear for like 7 months
Mm.
because they're working on the movie, and that's fine.
Yeah,
But if you're an internet personality, you had to be making stuff like every single week. So to be gone for 7 months and then to be relevant again, it's
yeah,
what type of power is that?
it's an anomaly.
Mhm.
It's like a meme as well, like you know that because I always saw Belle Delphine as just kind of like a meme, you know,
She's
like
definitely a
because
troll.
yeah,
Yeah,
her content was more meme-ish. Like she never did much like sit down and talky talk content, you know? Like it was more like I just saw her as a meme because the only videos I really saw of her were like memey things. And
yeah,
other than that, it was just like photos, you know?
the Ahagao stuff, and
And
then her playing with the dead octopus. Yeah.
yeah. Oh god, remember when she first popped up and everyone was just like eggs.
Oh yeah, it was because of the egg Instagram account.
Yeah.
How did that happen? All right, but let's finish up on Belle Delphine. But so
Yeah.
first of all, I want to get this out of the way. She's not a good person. Like,
No.
no, like my fascination with her is not out of like, oh yes, like I respect her. It's more just like, how does this happen? Because it's one thing for
Yeah.
her to do what she does, but she's also like sold nudes of underage girls, pretending that they were her own.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm like, that's definitely bad. I'm a bit split on like whether her trolling into like the pedophilic image of like being more childish is like a troll on the pedophiles, or like, just trolling in general, or like whether it's bad that she's doing it in the first place. I still haven't really made up my mind
Yeah.
about
I mean,
that.
personally, I don't find it attractive at all. I'm very not into like the whole cutesy kind of thing,
Mhm.
or like you know. But like that aside, like all the pink and lace aside, it's like oh, I'm bisexual by the way.
Yeah, we both have chaotic bi energy.
um,
This is what happens when you
but
put
yeah,
two bis in a group chat.
do you remember like all the um like the stuff that was going on once she got like her braces taken off? Like everyone was like, "Oh, yay, we can all jack off to her now. She doesn't have braces anymore.
And the
She
braces were
it doesn't
fake,
feel
right?
weird."
Like the braces, she put on the braces to
Oh,
look
what?
younger. I think that's what
Really? I didn't know that.
I'm like 60% sure
I
I'm
just
correct
thought
on
she had
that.
braces. Well,
But
if you see old pictures of her teeth are like fucked
okay, so
because she's British, but you know.
all right. So like I do have to admit I am attracted to her. Like I do find her attractive. I feel like that's part of
Well,
the
yeah,
fascination of
she's
like why I talk about her so much. But it's frustrating because
yeah.
like
Well, she's not bad looking. It's just
it's the way she presents herself.
like yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm really not into like the whole kind of thought look. It might just be because I'm a fag, but like me personally, I don't like the kind of like long beach blonde hair and like fucking 10 layers of makeup. Like I'm not really attracted to that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Like it looks good, but it's just like not attractive to me, I suppose. It's more like I mean, the only thing out of like the Instagram thought thing that I can take away is I do like myself a big booty. But
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know, like I definitely find her like aesthetically attractive. But if I think like would I have sex with her? I'm pretty sure the answer is no. But like I would like to hang out with her. But if she's not the master, because I feel like someone else is like the mastermind behind every
yeah.
publicity stunt that she's pulled so far.
Mm.
Because when you look at the screenshots of women who like text her saying like you're studying my nudes or like basically that, she doesn't seem as well spoken or as confident as you would think she would
Yeah.
be, given her persona. But I don't know. I'm just happy
Yeah, I
for
guess.
Willany and Pyrocynical because they can make 3 or 4 videos out of this now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Up the boys.
Yeah.
Um yeah, with her, it's really weird because like you know how she released that picture of her with like out wigs and makeup on? That I was like, oh yeah, I'd smash that. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
because she's like a brunette and
I didn't realize, but apparently
like she's
brunettes
good
are my
looking
type.
without makeup. Yeah, I'm really not that into blonde, unless it's like a Marilyn Monroe kind of blonde, like it's like blonde and like short hair. Like I can do that, but if it's like long blonde hair, it's not really my
Mhm.
thing.
Look at us just
But like,
degrading women to their to their individual bodily functions and characteristics. Wow.
wow. Um. Oh, but I am big on redheads.
Yeah.
I will say that is a big thing for me. I can hear you better now.
Okay,
Ooh,
cool. All right.
yes.
Let's get back on track
Sick
then.
niche. Yeah. Okay. Redheads.
Yeah, I was just saying that like female redheads are like almost always really attractive, but the male redheads seem to straddle either end of the spectrum without any of them being just average. They're either like people you actively avoid or people you cannot speak in front of because they just make you so nervous.
um, my experience with male redheads is like, fuck, I messed up there. My experience with male redheads have actually been quite different.
Yeah?
Um, like, cause all the male redheads I know are like fucking super active, like wild, wild, wilderness loving people.
Mhm.
Like, and they're just like super jacked.
Yeah, so they're the hot ones then.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I only surround myself with hot redheads. I only have a hot redhead harem. You can't just have. You can't have fucking Ron Weasleys. Come
Yeah,
on.
you're basically Harry Potter, but with better taste.
Yeah, duh.
But
Fuck
let's get back
you.
to the music that you're working on.
Oh yeah, my music.
Yeah.
It's barely started, but you know, I'm gonna try and motivate myself to make an EP
Yeah, that
because
would be cool.
you know I've always started music and never finished it,
That this my
and
parents did the same thing with loving their children.
yeah, my dad did the same thing with following through with incest. Um, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Actually, his next child is going to be named after a basketball player. So
a
he's,
basketball player that he has masturbated to.
I mean, I don't know if he's bi. I
I
mean,
think you'll. I think the fact that he's naming his child after a basketball player says everything you need to know.
yeah. I mean, have you ever seen Allen Iverson? Woo.
I should know more basketball players. Is basketball big in Australia?
Um, I mean, Australian basketball sucks, but
There's Australian basketball.
yeah, it's bad.
I don't know why, but like, yeah, it seems bad. I know nothing about it, but I like
I
something
actually used to
inherently within
play
me.
basketball, um,
Yeah.
for like a team, and like went across my state playing
Oh, that's cool.
basketball. Yeah, but
For
then
high
as I
school
got
or
older, uh, I think I was about 14, but
Mhm.
as I was reaching like 14, I realized I wasn't really going to grow much taller. And for anyone out there listening, I'm 5'4".
Yeah, that puts into perspective how short I am because I'm like 1 inch taller than you are.
Oh my god, you're the same height as my dad.
Your dad seems like he would be much taller, but
Yeah.
yeah, bald
Also,
people
shout
seem
out
like
to
they
my
should be
dad.
tall.
He just
Shout out
got
to your.
married.
Wait, so what's going on there then?
My dad got married
Congratulations.
earlier this
Wait.
year. Yeah.
Okay, cool, cool.
Yeah.
Your family life seems so hectic.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Hmm.
I mean, there's a reason why I'm on Prozac. Also, yeah, she had a red wedding dress.
That's really cool, actually.
Yeah, because red's her
We should.
favorite color, and she was pregnant at the
Oh,
wedding,
so
so.
red like the color of the bed sheets after your father impregnated. I don't know why I'm pretending she's a virgin or that she bled. I don't really know what this bit is.
Red like the placenta.
Exact. There we go. That one of them will eat.
Oh
People
my
do
god.
that.
So you want to know what they're planning to do with the placenta?
Blend it and drink it.
No, no.
What do they
They're
plan on doing?
they're going to do a ritual with it, which is terrifying. Um, so I don't know if I've told you this, but I'm actually Indigenous Australian. I don't
Mhm.
look like it because I'm also very Scottish and Irish. But like
And
my dad's
and
side of the family, it is Indigenous Australian,
and that
and
means like you guys are from Australia.
no, like how you guys have Native Americans, it's like that, but
Yeah,
the
so you
Native
guys are like
Australians.
from Australia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
so my dad is doing this thing that um the Native Australians did, which is they take the placenta, put it in a pot, fill it with dirt, and then plant a native tree in there, and then the elders of the tribe bless it.
And then the tree grows babies.
Yes, it's a baby tree. Um,
And then every winter you just pluck babies from the vines.
yes,
Yeah.
so you don't have to destroy your vagina a second time.
Mhm. You just you just pluck fetuses from the branches like apples.
Oh god.
Shine the baby's head against your shirt, take a bite.
Is that what the forbidden fruit in Garden of Eden was?
That's why he was so mad at them.
You hate Jesus.
I'm gonna have to wait 2,000 more years to make another one of those. But,
But you're
but
omnipotent.
you should have known we were going to eat this. Why would you do this to us? Yeah,
Why
but
can't you just create a baby like you created us?
why couldn't you just put the tree somewhere else, you asshole? But
Yeah, why don't you
so
keep it up with you, you fucking negligent little prick?
yeah. So what's the ritual?
I don't know what it's meant to do. I assume
Is it just like planting a tree and like hoping the placenta provides like nutrients for the tree?
Yeah, but it has like spiritual meaning. So basically, um, with Indigenous Australian beliefs, it's kind of like more of a tribalistic Hinduism, I suppose. Like they don't really have gods per se, like the animals are kind of their gods and like
Mhm.
all um so their creation god is a rainbow snake, like a rainbow python
That's awesome.
that like yeah, that
Like
like created like rivers and stuff through the desert.
a gay snake. There's so many jokes, but keep going
Yeah.
regardless.
Oh god, Australian pride. I've never been to an Australian pride, but gotta watch out for them rainbow snakes.
I feel like
Um
it would be difficult to dodge all the kangaroos. That's not even. That wasn't even a good joke. That was just like, oh, you live in Australia, boom, kangaroos. But
kangaroo. Bet you have ears like a koala.
but
Bet
yeah,
you
let's
have
just ignore.
chlamydia because you fuck koalas. Um.
Wait, hold on. What the fuck was that?
Oh yeah. Pretty much all koalas have chlamydia.
Oh, this is like how like gonorrhea wasn't a thing until someone from the Columbus expedition fucked a llama.
Oh, but it's koala chlamydia.
Got it.
Only koalas can get it from. Well, at least from what I've heard.
Well, how dare you keep me from the forbidden fruit that is koala chlamydia? You think that's gonna hold me back?
Koala midida. Koala mida. Koala
Koala,
mida.
koala chlamydia. That works out nicely, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so ancient ritual.
Yeah. So it's oh wait, a good way to describe it is it's kind of like Greek mythology because you know
Mhm.
the story of Narcissus, right?
Yeah.
Where he like sat
Looked into a
at the
pond.
river and then he
Yeah.
became like a flower. They have a bunch of stories that are kind of like that, where like this kid drowned in a river or something, then became a butterfly, and then his mother died and became a tree or something. I can't remember. But the indigenous belief is called the dream time. So there are tales of dreaming, which are those, which are like koalas, like stomping and making mountains, stuff like that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm assuming putting the placenta in a plant is something like that.
I honestly like planting a placenta to plant a tree with. Not that weird in the grand scheme of things, honestly.
It's not
Yeah.
because the main thing in like indigenous beliefs is respecting the land
Mhm.
and all the animals because so every indigenous Australian has a totem animal, which I haven't been told my totem animal yet, but basically it's an animal that you are connected with and you're not allowed to eat or harm that animal.
Dude, that's so cool.
Yeah. I think my dad his totem animal was a rabbit.
I mean, I feel
And
like it must be different. Like if my totem animal is like a mother dragon, my life doesn't change at all. But then
yeah.
if your totem animal is like a pig, then like that's an entire lifestyle change.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'd have to become Jewish.
Or yeah, or Muslim or what Christians
Yeah.
should have been. But
I mean, I watched The Nanny a lot, so I already know a bunch of
she,
Yiddish.
she
So
was the
I
most
think I'm more accustomed to
Jewish
the
Jew on TV I've
Oh
ever
yeah.
seen.
You actually know The Nanny? Fucking hell. I've spoken about The Nanny to so many people and they don't know it.
My
I
mom was a
watch The
huge fan of
Nanny all
her,
the time.
so I like,
Oh, I love that show.
but like she only
She's
watched
the
it when I was like 12, like ages like 9 to 12 maybe. So like all the information I have on it, I've
yeah.
gained through like via osmosis from my mom watching it.
I have like recently been binge watching that show again.
Mhm.
And there was this episode where so like the eldest daughter, she like kind of had a crush on the youngest daughter's ballet instructor,
I'm
and like the whole episode was about like Fran having to teach her about gay people.
Was the ballet teacher a woman?
No,
Oh,
gay.
okay. Oh, he
It
was
was
a
a
dude,
it was
but
a
he was a Jack.
man.
Okay, so therefore the crush was. Yeah,
Yes.
got it, got it, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm dude. Like, I'm thinking about it. Like, how do I know so much about the nanny? I never even watched it. Like,
Mm.
the dude's name is Mr. Sheffield, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Mr.
Sheffield.
Sheffield.
I think that's a.
Yeah, and like,
Wait, I think that's a good time to at least cut this episode off. We've been talking for like an hour, I think, right?
oh really?
I think so. What time did we
Damn.
start?
Uh, I don't know because we were fucking around a bit at the start, like for quite a bit,
Oh, I said, do you
trying
want
to
do you want to
sort
go?
out
Do you
everything.
want to do like maybe 20 more minutes?
Yeah, we should do like 20 more
All right,
minutes
cool, cool.
because I'm having fun.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking like we could end this episode but still talk. But yeah, if you want to keep going, let's go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, fucking milk that content.
Yeah. I mean, I'll add so many ads into the last 20 minutes of this
Oh
episode.
yeah.
Dude, also before you keep going about the nanny, Cabs. I know you're listening because you're a great fan and you watch everything.
Cabs.
But you've got to stop commenting like 200 times on
Oh my
all the
god, yeah.
videos.
Every comment is like cabs. I mean, you are getting like your interactions up though.
Yeah, he's really contributing to the analytics. But at least like make a separate account, maybe like sign into a different YouTube channel. That's what I had to do for myself.
Everyone, check out Cab's YouTube channel.
I think Cabs donated like Cabs is responsible for maybe 20% of my income from YouTube and Patreon, so I
think
can't
so.
complain honestly.
And for like 100% of the pings on the Discord server.
Oh
Which
yeah,
check out the Depressed Laughter Discord server, guys.
yeah. Link in
That's
the
right.
description. Yeah, I guess I probably should start
Nice.
actually putting stuff in the description of the podcast episodes because I just put the podcast out there and I do not look back. Like it's a minefield out there.
Which isn't that great because you talk about stuff like incest.
Yeah, last
Sorry.
the last episode was about I just spoke while I was on acid for 40 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
but maybe we should do a bit more editing down.
Oh yeah.
But if we did that with this episode, it would just be like, oh yeah, so my dad named me after, and then it would be okay. That's it. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, let's talk about the nanny for like 5 minutes.
And something about cabs.
Oh yeah, what is a cabs? You know,
Yeah.
you really just popped out of nowhere,
Death-
and like,
Death cabs for cutie.
fuck you. It's you
I can
and
send you the link if you want.
sure, man. Yeah, that'd be nice. It's you and Away
Hell yeah.
and Maris who basically have the hearts of like all my fans.
Yeah.
I'm just the intermediary, basically.
Yeah. I used to be like the third father figure of the server.
And then when
And then I left. So now I'm the top father figure. Um
now you're even better at being a father figure.
yeah.
I think it's like I haven't even really thought about this, but like the fact that I have a server of people who just like my shit and talk, and like now there's a culture in the server. It's really cool. Like I
Yeah.
never really realized like, oh, this is actually kind of dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cabs culture.
Yeah, let me just suck my own dick for a bit.
Oh my god. You should call your fan base cabs.
That would ruin the fan base.
your,
Like
your fan base is cabs.
Cabs, as much as I love you, man, I also hate you. So we're not doing that.
Everyone has a love-hate relationship with cabs.
Because like he's annoying, but he's also lovable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like innocence, you know?
Yeah, but he also posts way too much hentai.
Like talking to cabs is like talking to a 9-year-old, you know?
That's exactly right. I've never like,
Because like they think they're funny.
and you can only be interested in anime titties to this degree when you're 9 years old.
Yes, obviously.
Mhm.
Um, I actually did stop puberty when I was 9, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, it's been happening
Early
earlier.
bloomer for the win.
Yeah. Well, it's been happening earlier for a lot of kids now recently, right?
Bro. No, I just think more and more of them are wearing makeup. But
Well, also the bodies are developing more quickly, right?
I'm not too sure.
I
But
don't
like,
want to like be on the podcast like, oh yeah, like I've been noticing like 10-year-olds got titties, but like 10-year-olds have titties now. I think.
really? Or are they just stuffing their bras?
But no, like I've been reading studies. It's not like me going out to the
Oh,
grocery store and
okay.
like checking out
Yeah.
kids. No, like I've been reading like actual studies about this, and
Yeah.
it's like because hormones used in meat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
well, like
mean, like a lot of the people I hung out with, like in, I guess what you guys would call middle school. We don't have middle school, but around
you
those years, a
do
lot
you
of
only
them
have
didn't get their
elementary and high
period
school?
until they were like 14, and I was like, huh? That's super late.
Yeah, I think honestly, like modern living has sort of fucked up the entire human body
Yeah.
because we're also the generation that has stopped being taller than our parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the fucking food. Well, this might just be America. Like,
Mm.
I don't know about the rest of the world because I don't. Yeah, I don't. Why would I have to know about any other country except for America? Am I right?
Yeah.
But
America.
but yeah, like things are changed. Not to be a boomer, but like
Uh,
some advances have not been all that great. But we still have to advance, you know.
not to be political or anything, but
I hate black people. Not to be political though.
yeah, not to be
Dude, I was
political or anything, but
dude, I
fuck
walked into the
capitalism.
break room. Yeah, I people just throw around the word capitalism now.
I
Like,
know.
yeah,
And
it's
fucking
like those.
libtard.
Yeah, like they're both equally bad. But
Yeah.
I walked into the break room yesterday at work, and I walked in at just the right moment to hear what could possibly be the worst take on Black Lives Matter I've ever heard in my
Oh
entire
no.
life. Are you
I'm
ready?
terrified. No, I'm not. Okay, go.
Okay, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. So prepare yourself. But he was saying, and I go into this blind, so it sort of takes a while for me to piece it together. He was saying, this generation has this issue where their phones have
Oh no.
cameras.
Oh
Their phones have
no.
cameras, right? So they feel the need to record everything. And I think that's the
Are
main issue here. And it took me a while to
they
realize,
talking about the George
hold
Floyd
on.
thing?
Yes, he was talking about the George Floyd
Oh
plays. So it took me a while to
no.
realize, wait a minute, this guy thinks the worst part of police brutality is the fact that our
It
generation
was
is phone
recorded.
addicted, and yeah, and therefore it was recorded.
Oh no. Wait, are we
And like
still
I've,
recording? Wait.
yeah, we are,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
cool. Holy fuck. Also, Netflix came out with a Malcolm X documentary,
Oh, that
which
should
I've been
be.
enjoying.
I
Or docu-series.
Have you seen the movie that Denzel Washington starred in?
No, I haven't.
I guess it's not really a documentary. It's like a movie. It's like a bit embellished,
Mm.
but it's so well done. And but I'll check out that documentary though. But yeah,
Yeah,
Malcolm X
okay.
deserved a lot
A
more attention.
warning.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, definitely. A warning to anyone who's planning on watching that docu-series. In the first episode, when they're talking about like when he was shot, they show the crime scene photos of him like dead with like bullet holes and shit in him without really any warning. They just kind of throw it in your face.
Wow.
So just a bit of a trigger warning there. If you're going to watch it, just beware that's there.
Yeah. All right. So trigger warnings work for things like that. But are you on Twitter much?
No, I hate Twitter.
Fair enough.
I actually have a phobia of Twitter girls. I can't hang around them without having a panic attack.
That's fair.
Like, what's the thesis? Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm legitimately so terrified of them. I can't deal with them.
Yeah, it's white girls. It's a bunch of white girls who are just like, oh, like white people are the worst, and I'm just like, do you not realize that that's you?
Yeah.
Like all like if someone is talking about like, oh yes, this man did something to me, men are the worst. I'll like maybe
Mm.
like be like, yeah, that's valid. But I'm not going to go like up to a random conversation and be like, oh yeah, like men are the worst because that just doesn't seem as like uh genuine coming from me, a
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Okay. So, something that I haven't told many people.
So
So, I
okay, so
used to
get ready
hang
to
out
tell like
with,
an
like,
entire group.
yeah.
Yeah.
I used to hang out with the SJW kids
Mhm.
at my school, like, until they kicked me out of the group. The SJWs kicked me, a bisexual woman, out of their group. See, they must have hated me.
So we're talking SJWs as in like not feminists, like what people what like the alt
Like,
right thinks feminists are.
they're. I'll get into them. They're the kind of people who are like, we can be on this planet without men. Women
Oh,
can reproduce on our own.
okay, yep.
Like, we, men are trash. Let's destroy them all. And I'm just sitting there like,
Yeah, it's like it's people who sort of recycle the trauma that others have gone through and like use it as
yeah,
their own before they've actually like and obviously from a young age you're going to endure systematic sexism. Like that's a given.
yeah.
But like it, I'm not saying that young people are unintelligent or and aren't capable of deep thought, but like you do have to reach a certain level of experience to speak more eloquently and knowledgeably about like
Well,
gender
yeah.
dynamic. Uh,
Have you ever heard a 9-year-old trying to tell a joke?
Jesus Christ, cabs again, all the time.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say before. Like, yeah, because you know how like when a 9-year-old tells a joke and that like takes them ages to word it properly and then they just keep repeating the punchline
Mhm.
like while they're like laughing with like a weird nasally voice like
No, like
chicken butt.
yeah, 9 year olds just repeat whatever they think is funny. So basically,
Yeah.
they're it's just movie references. So they would be great at like office
Mm.
small talk, but they're not funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I've so I've had this thought rattling around in my head for a while, but it's not fully formed. So I'm going to try to fully form it here. But if I sound incoherent, it's because this is the first time this thought has been spoken aloud. So here we go.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Um,
Yeah.
so like as we grow up, when we're children, we try to become mature, and we emulate what mature people say, do, and joke about. And like one of the main things is that adults will joke about death. So we as kids will be like, "Oh ha ha ha! I fucked a dead body. That's hilarious." But then
Why did I laugh at that?
you're part of the problem, man. So
It was just weird hearing that come out of your mouth.
that's fair. I would hope
I don't
so.
know
I would
why.
hope it wouldn't seem natural. Like I hope the words like "oh yeah, I fucked a dead body" aren't things that you'd like expect me to say. But like yeah, so then it's there's the connotation there that like joking about death and making light of death is childish, right? But then as you grow
Yeah.
older and as you like become more aware of death, you sort of like begin to meditate upon it, internalize it, reflect upon it, realize, hey, I'm going to die, and like internalize that. And then as you grow older,
Yeah.
maybe even at a younger age, like in your teens, but definitely into adulthood, you experience death. Like someone close to you dies, a parent dies, a friend dies, something of that nature happens. And then you go through the grieving process, and you're just like, no one can joke about death. Death is serious. we cannot joke about death at all. Like it
Yeah.
hurt me so badly, and there's no way that like how dare you be childish for even trying to joke about this.
And
But then you
people
like
can
begin to
be the same
heal.
about that with like men. Is that what you're getting at?
And yeah, and this is literally anything like rape,
Oh,
men, trauma,
yeah.
death. But then like as you begin to heal, uh, you realize like, oh wait, I can joke. Like joking about this helps me feel better. Like speaking about this, about death in general, despite the way it's hurt me and impacted me, uh, being able to joke about it means that I have healed and gotten past it, and now I have matured because of my ability to joke about death, and then that cycle sort of continues. And like, yeah, my point is sort of like, yeah, this applies to basically anything. Uh, so like in the same case as the SJWs that you mentioned, it's like them being like, oh yeah, get rid of men. It's like, okay, yeah, you're parroting what you've heard from people who've been hurt by this like very systematically and like over the course of many years in like very serious ways.
Yeah.
But like it's not as genuine coming from you,
Yeah.
a child. And it's like of course children have been hurt like systematically in the same way. Like terrible things can happen to children. But
Exhibit
like
A, me.
they're yeah, like oh how the fact that your father masturbates to your name.
Yeah.
Wild. but but just to finalize the thought, it's like uh, they're going children who've been like hurt more truly. I don't mean to invalidate anyone, and I feel like that's what I'm doing. But like
I
just to
know
get
what you
through
mean.
this,
I
like
get what you mean. It is a
yeah,
psychological thing.
yeah, like there's gonna be different ways that people tackle it as opposed to like being like, oh, this is popular. We hear adults talk about this, so let's take it the extra mile and just ban all men. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like there's a certain point which comes a bit later in your life when you start being able to evaluate and form your own genuine opinions rather than just kind
Mhm.
of soaking up what other people say, because that's how you grow up. Like you learn how to speak from just seeing other people speak, referring to different things. Like you don't study English as like a native English speaker. Like you just learn it because that's what you see around you. Like if you were just put in a room without any contact with anyone, you wouldn't be able to learn English or anything. And actually psychological studies show that if you don't learn how to speak, or like you're not around like people who talk when you were younger, you physically can't learn language at all when you're older. And
Yeah.
Imogen wants
What?
to get a doctorate in psychology. What a pussy.
No, no, dude, I'm like super into this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad that we're able to like joke about incest and then also be like, no, the psychology behind lack of language in younger years makes you
Yeah.
feral.
Yeah. Do you even know what Broca and Wernicke's area is?
What?
Oh, so this is actually quite interesting. So Broca's
Yeah.
area and Wernicke's area are the two language parts in your brain.
Mhm.
So Broca's area controls you being actually able to say things. So if you have brain damage in Broca's area, you can think things, so like you can write things down, but you can't
Mhm.
think of how to speak it. So basically, there was this like one guy, and like the only sound he could make with his mouth was tan. So people just ended up calling him Tan, and all he could say was tan. Like that's the
Huh.
only sound he could make with his mouth. And if
Yeah.
you have brain damage in Wernicke's area controls how you compile sentences pretty much.
Mhm.
So someone with brain damage in Wernicke's area can speak, but they can't really get a clear idea of what they're trying to say. Like they know what they want to say, but they just say a bunch of random shit.
So it's sort of like a raw thought spoken out
Yeah, but
because we don't think in
it's
clear
much
sentences.
less coherent. Like it's
Right.
like just if you keep opening a dictionary and it's just a bunch of different words.
Is it so? The way I'm imagining it is because when we think, we don't like in movies and TV shows. Mind readers are always just like, oh yes, I'm reading this guy's mind, and he's speaking coherently in like full sentences, grammatically correct. But like our thoughts are much less organized than
Yeah.
that. So is it just those raw thoughts spoken aloud because they can't figure out how to insert words like of and like
Yeah.
supporting words?
Like it's really weird to think about. But if you want to like edit
Yeah.
in a clip of someone um with like brain damage in Wernicke's area, I have a few saved like in my
I mean,
psychology
we've
studies.
got this entire episode is two people with brain damage. But yeah, if we could get more specifically that area of the brain, that would be good. Yeah,
Yeah.
could you send me that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll send it to you after we talk.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Like
Yeah.
I need to focus on more like internal consumption of knowledge, like uh not just knowledge that relates to my me as opposed to distracting myself with, oh, the reason Pluto's not a planet is because of this reason.
Yeah.
Oh, dark matter is this. Like I need to actually focus on myself a bit. And I think like this stuff is cool to learn about because it feels more helpful than being like, oh yes, string theory states there's 11 dimensions.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, I love physics. It's great.
Physics are cool, but like I use them as a means of escape, which I need to
Yeah,
stop doing.
like a distraction, like a coping mechanism.
Yeah, because it's so easy to neglect myself when I could tell myself, oh, you don't matter because the universe is this big
Yeah.
and we are all one.
I actually had that exact same thing happen to me. And that's how I developed
Yeah,
insomnia from the ages 11 to 14.
that'll do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Don't distract yourself, kids. What the brain,
yeah,
the cute little thing, likes to do, if you have some sort of trauma or like issue that's consuming you, your brain's gonna replace it with something either equally as or even more consuming than what you were thinking about to try and fix it.
at at the very least, I don't know how else to explain this, but like try to think more about the way you're thinking. That's like the best advice I can give anyone who's listening
Yeah,
this far.
th-
Like
that's what my psychologist tells me, and my
that's like you
psychiatrist.
seem and you seem like fairly well put together aside from all the trauma.
Oh, you haven't seen me burst out crying for no reason.
I'm waiting for it to happen. That's why we've been stretching out this episode.
Oh yeah.
I want tears, Imogen.
Sorry, I took my medication today.
Well, throw that bottle into the nearest ocean and cry. Well, I think we've gotten enough. I think for an episode. This was
Yeah.
like a really solid episode.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I mean,
I'm surprised at your ability to keep up conversationally with me and intellect.
oh yes. I mean, I am also high as
Please
fuck
note the
with
sarcasm.
Prozac.
Oh, are you? Oh yeah, has that gotten
Um,
better for you? Because I know that you were going through a rough patch.
yeah, well, it was much worse when I first started taking it. But basically,
Mhm.
when I went to go see a psychiatrist for the first time, I kind of spoke through, 3 hour session, spoke through all the shit that's wrong with me, and then I told her my dosage, and she's like, "Oh, you need more." So
These are rookie numbers, buddy.
yeah, so
Let's just
I've pretty
obliterate
much
you with
doubled
Prozac.
what I was taking.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, well, I've got some guacamole waiting for me in the fridge that I've been in the mood for guacamole and pico de gallo for the last week.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So the fact that I get to finally have it,
Fax me some,
Mwah.
man.
yeah, I'll do that. I'll just send a pigeon your way.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm really proud of this episode. I think this is
Yeah.
gonna go over well with the lads. Sorry, I forgot that I had to record and unrecord, but we're ending anyway. So yeah,
Yes.
we should do this again. I'm gonna go through a few other people in the Discord, but then I'll probably eventually come back to you. And also,
Yeah.
we could just call. It's another thing.
But yeah, we
Oh,
could just call.
yeah, we don't. Imagine that having a conversation outside of trying to make something for YouTube. Jeez.
I know. Imagine not monetizing every interaction you have. Boring.
Dude, like this is the last thing before we go. But legit, one of my friends in Hawaii, Keegan, shout out Keegan. Um,
Dude,
every
Keegan is the name of one of my best friend's dogs. Sorry.
oh yes, yes, I'm my friend is a dog.
Dude,
Um,
Husky?
poodle.
Oh,
Yeah, Pomeranian. Actually, don't know why I said
different
poodle.
different dog. Okay.
Yeah, but every time we have a phone conversation, it's always in the guise of, oh yeah, let's do a podcast episode. But then the episode never goes up. We just sort of talked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the same happened last time we tried to do a podcast.
Well, yeah, I think
That's
it was
because
too
there were
much.
like,
It was too
yeah,
messy. There were like
too many
four of
people.
us. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a much better way of doing it. I think.
Oh, definitely. I
Yeah.
mean, especially with someone like me who talks quite a bit.
Hmm. But that works for this.
Yeah, I've got what people describe as cokehead energy.
Yeah, I as evidenced by the fact that we've been trying to end this, but we just physically can't stop talking for some reason.
It's fine.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this. I should Sadbox episodes just be from now on me and someone from the server because I was thinking like every other episode would be me alone, and then every
Yeah,
other episode would be me with someone from the server. But I feel like
but
this is more interesting.
and it's just more depressing if it's just one person talking. It's
Yeah, I do
always
get really
better.
depressed very easily.
Yeah, I mean, it is called the sad box, and you are depressed laughter. But you
Mhm.
know,
Let's focus more on the
two
laughter.
as we said before, two mentally disabled people equal one person. So
So we're barely there. We barely constitute. It's
yeah.
PEMDAS, but for mentally ill people. All right. Well, thank you for listening, guys. Thank you, Imogen. You've been
Hell
great.
yeah.